Hello, everybody. I am Mark Houston with Whiskey at Work. You can see that I am sitting in the studio alone today. Due to the COVID-19 virus, we decided that we should probably do what most of you have been doing and quarantine yourselves. It's the smart thing to do. Wash your hands, make sure you are staying 6 feet away from everybody else, and try to stay home as much as you can. And hopefully this is all going to blow over and we're going to be back here drinking and talking about all your favorite whiskeys. We don't know for sure when we are going to make the next one, but hopefully we will be coming to you again soon.
Just kidding, it's St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, we
didn't
were.
say the line the right
I didn't say the line the right way, but I thought maybe you would just infer by my inflection. But all right, sit down and let's drink some Irish whiskey.
Mayor
And
Happy.
we're gonna bring back. We don't know if she's Irish or not. We're not
Today I
sure.
am.
Are you today? Is everybody Irish
That's
on
what
a day like today?
Yeah, that's what the
Is
shirts
that
at Walmart.
is that what it's supposed to be? I'm wearing. I unintentionally wore a little bit of green today.
It's not green.
What color is that?
I don't know.
Is it in the green family? Do you know what I learned about leprechauns today? Actually, you know what the original color of leprechaun was? Go ahead, either one of you guys. I'm
Purple.
Brown.
wrong. You're all wrong. It was red. It was red originally.
We
You
were
guys
very
need some.
confident with that. Purple.
You guys need some hand sanitizer or anything? You
yes,
good to go?
please.
Okay.
You don't know with
Give you a
the-
little. I mean, we are still going to be safe with this whole thing, but we work. Our building is rather large. Everybody has their own office down here. We hardly run into each other at all while we're at work. Everything is done via
A
email.
lot of that's intentional.
And most of it is. You'll notice that Kelsey is not here today because, again, she is
Working.
she's working. But it was St. Patrick's Day, and we really didn't have this planned and ready to go. My God, that smells good.
Yeah, it
But
does.
but we wanted to do something, and I got the email from Rob this morning, and he says, "Hey, let's do a St. Patrick's Day one." So I just emailed back green spot, and that's how we got here today. So
And luckily, we found some
I don't know why I was going to grab yours. We did. Where did you? You found it locally here?
here in town. you
Okay.
bet.
This is not an easy Irish whiskey to find.
Well, you and I first tried it up in Deadwood at their big whiskey event,
Yes.
and both of us really liked it, even though I don't think you're a huge Irish whiskey guy.
I'm not really. Everybody goes to Jameson. What about you, Leslie? Do you drink Irish whiskey at all?
So here's where I'm at.
Here,
it
move this closer to you.
Thank you.
There we go.
Sorry,
I
there's
know,
just
you're-
a lot going on. Is it with or without the E?
Irish whiskey is with the
Okay,
E.
okay.
That means
Yes.
it's good whiskey.
You can tell by the way I say it. Whiskey.
Yes, that's right. I heard the I heard the E. I definitely
Yeah.
did when you said it. So do you drink this at all? Do you drink
Clearly not. No, but I'm so excited.
But do you like Jameson? I mean,
do.
that's the one
I
that
do.
everybody's familiar
Yeah,
with.
Yeah.
I guess that's of Irish whiskey. That's the Jack Daniel's Black of Irish whiskey, isn't
yeah.
it?
It's a good starting point.
We did do the proper number 12 with our celebrity endorsed whiskeys.
Ah, yes,
Way back in the beginning.
Conor McGregor's Irish whiskey. This is a fascinating story with this one.
It's a lot better than it sounds.
You want to squirt a little of that on the
Yeah.
back of your throat, or what do you need, Rob?
Oh, I just went down the wrong hole there.
That is really good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I really do.
Like Rob said, I wouldn't normally go to an Irish whiskey just to have in my house ever, because I'm really not a big Jameson fan. But when we did sample this the first time, boy, I fell in love with this.
It's good.
There's something about it that that's unique and it's different. It even has all Irish whiskey is triple distilled. That's kind of its thing. So you would think, well, you know, they're going to be pretty similar in their tastes, but no, there's something to this. This is different.
You said that this was the first time. This year is the first time
Nope.
at this green
I
spot.
lied.
Okay.
I lied. I did some research on this before I came in because
Good,
that's
good
what
idea.
they pay me to do. If I get to talk the most, I've got to do the research on the whole thing. So 2014 was the first time this was available in the United States. But the story behind it is pretty cool. The name is Green Spot. So does that inspire any questions from either of you? that I might be
How
able
come
to
it
answer?
wasn't red spot?
There was a red spot.
That's a good question.
Would you
Of
care to
course there
venture
was.
Why there isn't anymore?
Because we killed all the leprechauns.
No.
No, nothing I can say on camera, so I'm just gonna ask you to tell me.
Excellent.
Oh,
Oh, that was way funnier than it should have been. Some of you
That
are going
was-
to get what just happened, and that was hilarious.
Rob was a little slow on the uptake.
No, I at first I'm like,
and Leslie
I
went
say
right
that on
there
camera?
to that.
sure, you did in essence. You said it. It was perfect. It was
I
perfect.
like a good recognition of not being able to say something on camera.
This Irish whiskey's been around since, well, the company started in 1805 as a bakery, and then they got into the whiskey making, and that's
Well, we got to do something while all that shit's rising.
it's a pretty interesting story as to how it. Everybody that is that's the general manager, or the master distiller, or whatever they call it there. It's in its seventh generation, and they're all named Robert. When they
Perfect.
when they
There you
started
go.
the whole thing, they said every son that we have that is going to be a part of this company has to have the first name Robert.
So it's like George Foreman.
Yeah, all of his kids are named George and his daughter as well. Is it Georgina or what is her?
God, I hope
She
so.
has like
Georgiana.
something like that. Yeah.
So what if they aren't going to be involved with the distillery?
Well,
Can
then
they-
I'm sure
can
they're
they
just
be
cut
named
right out of the will. They
Chef?
don't even get a part of this. Yeah, they're given some Irish name, some I don't know what's a good Irish, a Connor probably. That's a good one, isn't it? For
Connor's
women.
a last
Isn't
name.
Leslie an Irish name?
Liam.
So, I
Is
think
it?
So, yeah. I think it means something about the moor.
Really?
Moor is very Irish.
None of us are Irish. We have
No,
no
you're
idea
trying
about
very
that.
hard.
Some of us do want more, though.
But they did. They created 7 different spots of this, and the reason why they have a spot was simply to identify which year the barrel was. The blue spot was 7, the green was 10, the yellow was 12, and the red was 15. That's how long they matured in the barrels.
Is it also because of the colors of the rainbow with the pot of gold at the end?
You
No.
should
Blue,
pitch that to
green,
the
yellow,
marketing team.
red. Are those the colors of the rainbow? What are the colors? It's Roy,
Roy
G.
G.
Biv.
Biv.
Yes, excellent. Red, orange,
We
yellow.
passed 4th grade.
Yeah, we did. We remembered. No, I don't know. I don't know why they put the spot on there, or why they picked the colors.
So this is a 10-year.
This is, well, even more interesting. This originally, the green spot was 10-year, but now the newer green spots are a blend of everything from 7 to 10.
Okay.
So,
Technically a 7, then.
yeah, technically a 7. Is that
8.
Eight and a half.
Is that how they talk? Is that just an American thing, or is that a whiskey thing in general?
It's got to be the.
If the
there's an
blend-
age, it's the youngest one in the barrel.
Across
really?
the board,
Yes.
no
That
matter
goes for your-
Irish, Scotch.
That goes for your Scotch as well.
Okay, that makes sense then. So yeah, so technically it's a 7.
So if I were to be a complete mad woman and mix a 7 and a 15,
No, you
it would
would.
still
wouldn't
be
wanna
a
do
7.
that.
It
But
would
if
still be. It would be considered a 7. Yes.
and then someone would murder me.
Yeah, someone would kick you off
You'd
the
want
show
to drink
and
the
would let you back
15
on.
first and then go back to the 7.
Exactly. So that's kind of the history behind this, and they only now make the yellow and the green. There is no red or blue anymore, although they say they do eventually at some point want to introduce that again. But this is a pretty special Irish whiskey in the country of Ireland. You know, like I said, Jameson is their big deal, but this is considered their, I don't know, what would be an Irish slang for high-end good stuff. Woo! Is there something that goes,
A good Bonnie whiskey. Or is that Scottish?
maybe that, and what's Bonnie? Is Bonnie
Like good.
anything? Russ, do you know Bonnie?
Like good.
No, I was wondering if it was Ireland or Scotland.
Don't call him the
Which one is
best
it?
color man in the business for nothing, folks.
Yeah, you need to jump in there a little bit quicker on that.
I was trying to formulate the words in my head.
So,
hard.
for the first time you've drank this, Leslie, is this something, if you were at a bar and they had it and you had an extra 50, would you be like, yeah, I'll take some of that?
Yeah, I really like it. I don't know if I'm supposed to taste this, but like the back end is like really smooth and like almost caramel.
Why aren't you supposed to taste it?
It
I don't know.
is.
I don't know what I'm supposed to
She's
Am
wondering.
I supposed to taste moss?
What are you supposed to taste?
Yeah.
I
What?
see.
I
Yeah.
thought you said if you're supposed to. Like that's kind of
Oh,
the
I
whole
jumped
point
the
of doing
gun.
that.
Yeah,
No, that's so pretentious to me. I don't like watching a lot of videos where they focus on the notes because everybody's going to taste something different.
I mean, whiff of Crown. You think I'm kidding? Tennis ball is
The tennis ball
tennis
is
ball
a whiff of
flavor.
Crown, huh?
No, it's like it's another flavor. You can taste like
Tennis
whiff of
ball?
Crown or
Yeah,
like
that's
something
like that-
fresh tennis ball is like a flavor that people look for in
In
I think it's-
what?
In wine.
Tennis ball?
I'm not kidding.
Is it desirable?
Yeah, is that a flavor that you're like, yeah, absolutely, I would love the Cabernet Sauvignon tennis ball, please.
Reminds me of my youth on the court.
Look what we learned today
Anyway,
from
so
Leslie.
I'm still a yes.
Are you a wine drinker?
Yes.
She's Italian.
But I
Come
don't
on.
taste tennis balls in my wine.
I don't lick any tennis balls at all. Well, I do. How much, by the way, what was the price point on this, Rob? You went and grabbed it.
It was
Kind of
60.
spendy. Was it really?
A little more than 60.
Now, what I want to know is why is this more expensive than the yellow? The yellow is a 12-year, and this is a 10. Why would this be
I don't
more?
know. They didn't have a yellow.
I saw in a liquor store in Sioux Falls that the green was priced higher than the yellow.
I have no local knowledge of that because
Okay.
they didn't have a yellow.
That's very good.
They
then.
did have the Writer's Tears in a couple different flavors that we also tried up there.
But this was by far my favorite.
They were a little less expensive.
we only go high end once every
And I
6
thought,
months
you
when the
know,
company allows us to
been-
buy the whiskey.
Been doing two people's jobs around here for a couple weeks. Company's
they-
buying the good one.
They owe us. Well, if you're looking for something for St. Patrick's Day, and you don't want
Or
it to
any
be,
day.
and you don't want it to be Jameson, yeah, this really is a delicious whiskey. And if somebody like Leslie can take a first sip of it without, not really being, I mean, it does say a lot. I mean, because you're not a big whiskey drinker
No,
per se.
no.
And so, in order to find something you like right out of the box that's a little different than your normal Jacks and Jims and Crowns, it says something, I think, to the whiskey.
Yeah, I was really surprised in a great way.
I don't think this goes too far away from the flavor profile of the proper 12
Really?
or Jameson. It is a little smoother, but it's got I think it's got that same sort of grain bill. I mean, I'm assuming that most Irish whiskeys are.
Well, then
which
it's
I haven't looked at.
It's a
But-
single pot still as well. It's made in the one pot still, and I think that might add a little bit of that smoothness to it too.
Sure.
But it is a blend, so they're finding the perfect match to make it taste as good as it can be.
It's good.
So try it for St. Patrick's Day, the green spot. And if you're really adventurous, grab the yellow spot. But they do not make the red or the blue. Just, I was thinking about the last thing she said about the red spot. That cracked me up. Sorry. Might have
Still?
to cut that part out. I am still thinking about that because it was very funny. It was so clever.
Sorry.
No, it was very good. Anyway, okay. So, sorry, Russ. I didn't want to make this hard for you today.
But here we are.
Yet here we sit. Anyway, if you're looking for a good whiskey to try, something different for St. Patrick's Day, try the Green Spot. I'm assuming you can get it at, I'm not sure if Timmins Market has it, but Dan, I know you watch these.
I never get past the bourbon aisle at Timmins. So
If Timmins, if you do have this, please comment on it below so people know that they can come grab it out at your place and enjoy it tonight or, like Rob said, anytime. So
it's delish.
is that a Mad Hatter hat you're wearing, or is that a? Yep, that's a Mad Hatter hat. This is how quickly we put this whole show together
He's
today.
versatile.
Leslie, thanks for coming in and doing
Thank
this
you so
again.
much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And we should be back next week. Next week, we're definitely doing the Girl Scout cookies and which whiskeys to have with them. Okay, next week, no exceptions.
You found a whiskey from Iowa.
I did. We have to bring that into the mix too. So we'll have all of
We're
that.
good at
coming up.
staying on task.
Oh my God, we are so all over the place. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this edition of Whiskey at Work, and happy St. Patrick's Day.